Raaghav reporting from the London Indian Film Festival, which is a festival in London with Indian films, which you will want to see lots and lots of. It's going on for the next few days all around London. Check it out on www.londonindianfilmfestival.co.uk. Not to be missed. And we will try and cover a few of the things that are coming up, but for now, check out these highlights.
I think the biggest part of London Indian Film Festival is that it gives an opportunity to
trying to work out who he is. So I think
undiscovered gems
is not only telling the whole story,
we might not get our 600 or 1,000 genuinely. They get a
about where he's come from, what his background is,
And what is it, as the director of one of the films that has actually broken through to the Oscars, what do you feel it is that Lagaan had, which managed to cross over to non-Eastern audiences?
Just united to stand and fight against oppression. These are very big ideas. Even in America, where they don't play cricket, they don't know the game. They connect with the film because they didn't connect with the sport. They connect with the mind.
So my life is actually entirely different. Something that
You've taken a few dips in the world of Indian cinema. Are there any further adventures you might be taking?
Me? I'm just waiting for the parts. I'm available now that they're writing interesting parts for women, and particularly older women. Now's a good time.
Which parts is it that most call out to you if they were to get you on board?
Strong older women that aren't just the usual mum-budgie wailing in a corner, which is what it was even just 20 years ago. We are such a matriarchal culture.
It's a really, really tragic story.
Hold up half the world. More than half the world.
And what was it like?
We've all grown up with amazing women around us. I'd like to wear
those types of clothes. Was it very exciting?
No, it's really difficult because to say which one of my films is my favourite. Because in a way, each one of my films has actually something that I find something precious about each one of them. Because each one of the films has documented a particular moment in history, a particular experience of people who have been marginalised or whose stories haven't been in the mainstream.
Such films are very important to actually get that awareness out there and everything, but do you feel that they're not getting their due because of commercialness and all of that and everything? Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I made a film called Nino's Heavenly Delights, and it was a feature film which was released in the cinema, and I call it my lesbian curry romance. Because it was about an Indian family who ran a restaurant in Glasgow, as many Indian families have done all over the UK, and their daughter is someone who falls in love with a woman, and it just happens naturally. So it was really about family and love and desire and about being true to yourself. And I wanted to kind of make, a film that was kind of entertaining, but actually covered those kind of experiences too. And it was shown on British Airways, long-haul flights from London to India, to Delhi and to Bombay. And it was amazing because I heard from a friend of mine who was travelling on one of these long-haul flights. He told a whole group of Indian mothers and grannies saying, watch this film, it's made by my friend. And they all started watching it, and then they were like, oh my goodness, this doesn't happen in our community. And then they just got involved in the film and they started rooting for the two women in the film. And so that's kind of, for me, was a success.
Ticket?
my directorial debut having a world premiere.
For the story for Ticket, what was it that made you sort of like think, all right, this is a film I want to make? And
I'm always like fascinated about this thing about mortality.
Someone said it was gifted.
We all have a finite time in life. I like this one saying by Dalai Lama, which goes that the problem with humanity is that we live like we're never going to die, and we die like we never lived. So that kind of moves me all the time. Like, what would you know if you found out you're going to die today? But I wanted to deal with it in a completely quirky, very light-hearted way.
What were the films that inspired you, or filmmakers that inspired you?
As a filmmaker, I'm a big fan of Manjinder Virk. I'm a big fan of Clint Eastwood.
I will read that. Now, very quickly, this movie, of course, is about Maharaja's.
So when I make a film, I want the film to be entertaining more than anything.
religion.
From beginning to end, he latched onto the film.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying. It's my first attempt, so forgive me for any,
Fresh off her Eastern Eye Award?
Yes!
What can you tell us about that and how did it feel?
That was such a lovely night. There were so many friends there and it was totally unexpected.
And now you're moving into writing as well. How's that coming along for you?
British experiences.
And there was this amazing article you wrote for The Guardian, which really touched a nerve with me anyway, because as a scriptwriter, one of my worst fears is sort of like not seeing any of my writing sort of like come to life. And you wrote a very poignant article about your father who was a writer. And
that's one of the films. Another film that's showing is called Sorry Red. It's a short, but it's a video poem in memory of a young Indian woman Pratibha Parmar, who was killed by racist and fascists back in 1989, 1990. And she literally has such contemporary resonance with what we witnessed last week with the white man running over the worshippers at the hip hop mosque. Well, Kulbinder was walking with her friends, and these guys were white guys were.
How was it working on The Black Prince for you?
It was incredible. I'm Lyndon Ogbourne. I play Sir O'Byrne in the film, who is he's almost the go-between between the lead and the English government. He's a nasty piece of work.
Was it a story that mainly called out to you to get on board, or was it the character?
I'm surprised that the story's taken so long to be told. I mean, it's such a necessary and important story, and one that I think rightly so, Britain as a whole have probably been embarrassed to tell. You know, I mean, we were essentially wrong-uns in the situation. You know, we didn't do the greatest job, and we walked as we did and have done for so many years. Great Britain has arrogantly walked around the world, and I understand how strong and important that is. But at the same time, there's been a lack of respect for the cultures that we've walked into sometimes. Therefore, I think this is a very good way of telling it exactly how it is, rather than perhaps the beautifully painted version that we'd like to tell.
1, 2,